My name is Nova and this is a VR to the tag rainbowdecks. This video was created by Meadowlark Mystic in 2020 and I wasn't aware of it until last week when I saw it on Kay's channel. Kay from Amidst the Grey has done a fantastic VR to this tag and I liked it so much that I got excited to do one as well. I will put the links to both the original video and Kay's video in the description box. So these are the decks that correlate to the rainbow colors. The first deck that I chose to show you is all colors of rainbow. It is a queer tarot and it is called the Queer Tarot, done by Ashley Molesso and Chess Needham. I really like this deck. The guidebook, beautiful, colorful, and very interesting guidebook. Very meaty as well. There was a box in here, like it was a box in a box. I don't like that, so I removed that box. Let me show you this beautiful deck. Maybe you have seen this deck before, but it's always good feel, good mood to look at it again or to just hold it in your hands. Many times I don't do a reading with this deck. I just hold it in my hands and go through the cards. I love the feel of this cardstock. It is so soft and matte. Each character is a character here. I mean, each card. It is so fun and colorful. The moment that I saw this tag, this thumbnail, with hashtag rainbowdecks on it, this deck came to my mind. I bought it last year for like $30 and right now it's about, I think, $18. I mean, I'm talking dollars, but I bought it in Europe and it's in euros. But right now, February 23, the price of US dollar and euro is equal. So I bought it for 30 euros. And at the moment, it's like 18 euros. And it's definitely worth it. It has a beautiful box, very sturdy. It is so nice. I'm sure if you do readings for people, I'm sure a lot of people would love this deck. It's not heavy, it's not serious, it still does a great job. 70s vibe. It's so lovely. So this is the Queer Tarot. And now we start with the rainbow colors. The rule for this tag was that just pick the first decks that cross your mind and shouldn't put a lot of thinking into it. Color is a very intuitive thing. So for me, the moment I thought about red, this deck came to my mind. For all these decks that I've put here, I have not done even a second of thinking. I immediately picked the first deck that came to my mind. This is the Lover's Oracle, 45 heart-shaped guidance cards by Tony Carmine Salerno, Blue Angel Publishing. Beautiful box. These are the backs. The backs of the cards have a message, and the fronts are the wonderful, exquisite art of Tony Carmine Salerno. You cannot mistake his art with anyone else's art. For me, red is the color of love, passion, and sensuality. And you have the energy of love, sensuality, and passion flowing through this deck. Of course, this deck is very good for romantic readings. I have never used it for any other kind of readings. Let me know in the comments if you have used this deck for other kinds of reading and how it turned out. So, also the feel of the cards. It's Blue Angel production. The matte cards of Blue Angel. So it is so nice to the touch. So this was my red deck. For my orange deck, I picked the Margaret Peterson Tarot, and here's why. I have removed the borders, and I have a video that I just put a few days ago about the modification of this deck. I've done the edging in orange. The backs are light orange. There are a lot of orange cards in this deck, and the energy of the deck is orange. Orange reminds me of sacral chakra energy. Also, fire. Creativity. Sexual energy. Believe me, there are a lot of orange cards in this deck. Also, other color cards, of course. A lot of blue as well. But the orange is very prominent in this deck, and you have so many different shades of orange. Orange is such a fresh color. Also reminds me of orange juice. Looking at orange can make me thirsty. It is also a sensual color, like red. Of course, darker tones have more energy of red, like passion and sensuality. And lighter tones have more yellow energy, vitality, optimism. What do you think about my modified Margaret Peterson deck? It works a lot better for me. I've explained in that video why I did this. Finally, it works for me because it wasn't working for me. Alright, so this is my orange deck that I finally gonna start using. Next is my yellow deck, the Anubis Oracle. I have talked about this deck in my other videos. This deck is so informative, the guidebook, and very interesting. Very meaty guidebook. These are the beautiful cards, yellow backs. I've done the edging myself, and there is a lot of yellow color in the cards, but also there's a lot of yellow energy because it's the sun energy, desert energy, Egyptian vibes. Although you see the borders are blue, but always for me, when I think about this deck, always the color yellow comes to my mind, as if the borders are also in yellow. Like, I never think about blue, I never visualize blue when I think about this deck. This deck is amazing. Please let me know if you want me to do a walkthrough of this deck with a sample card reading. Egyptian mythology is fascinating and so divine. Egyptian mythology is what inspired Aleister Crowley to create the Thoth deck. This is such a beautiful deck, and it is a mass market deck by Bear & Co. Destiny Books. Next is green, and first thing that comes to my mind is the jungle. Of course, you all know the Forest of Enchantment. The book, beautiful guidebook. Look at this. It is such a lovely deck. So, these are the beautiful backs. I have done the edging. This deck is all about forest, the trees, the fresh air, the magical atmosphere. All the animals and insects that are a part of the forest. The moment I thought of green, a green deck, this deck came to my mind. I haven't watched many VRs to this tag. Actually, I've only watched the original video and Kay's video. But I can imagine if anyone who did the VR showed this deck for their green deck. This is the greenest deck. I don't think there is any greener deck than this one. And it's not just about the color. As I'm saying, it has the energy of the forest, the magical energy of the forest. This deck is so cool. Great cardstock as well. Shuffles like a dream. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. The White Heart. So this was my pick for the green deck. Blue. The first deck that came to my mind is the Star Tarot. But immediately after that, a few other decks came to my mind. But I thought, let me just have a short video, short and sweet. This is the guidebook. Incredible guidebook. Thoth based. These are the beautiful backs. Comes with this gilding. There is a lot of blue in this deck. Beautiful hues and tones of blue. This deck shows you how magical and esoterical the color blue can feel. Blue in general gives me a sense of beauty and calm, also hope and healing. But in this deck, more than anything else, it delivers a sense of magic and esoterica. It communicates. It's like the blue, the color blue itself is communicating esoterics. This is a very personal feeling I have, maybe. Maybe it sounds crazy to you guys. I don't know, this is how I sense this blue. What a beautiful deck. I appreciate this deck so much. Also, the cardstock is very good. Perfect size. I can't get enough of this deck. I had done a video last week. It was a VR to the tag decks I would rebuy or decks I would repurchase. And with the money that was left for me, it was a hypothetical situation that I had only $500 to spend on decks that I could keep for the rest of my life, and I cannot buy any more decks. And this is the last deck that I picked in that video. I really recommend buying this deck, guys. This is a mass market deck. It is on the pricier side, but it's definitely worth it. And it's good if you want to learn Taut or get used to Taut a little bit. It's like a transition between Rider-Waite-Smith and Taut. So this was my blue deck. Indigo, The Angel Tarot by Radley Valentine. Radley Valentine doesn't need an introduction. He does a great job. His books are awesome. His keywords, he's a king of keywords. His decks are so good for beginners. These are the indigo backs. This is my indigo gilding. A lot of the cards have indigo borders. And just the feel of this deck is indigo, especially because to me, indigo is a angelic energy color. Indigo has angelic energy. And this is the Angel Tarot. So this was a pretty obvious choice. This deck is glossy, but it's one of those glossy decks that I love. I love the feel, the look of it. It's beautiful. It has such a angelic energy. Indigo for me is the color of intuition, the knowing, special abilities and gifts. Also the energy of angels. I have a very personal experience with Archangel Michael or Archangel Michael. It's the same guy. And indigo was the color. The room was completely filled with indigo color. And my husband was there too. He experienced it too. It was incredible. It was at night. The room, our bedroom, was completely dark. All of a sudden, the entire room was filled with this indigo color. You couldn't see anything but indigo. And it stayed for like 4 seconds. And then it gradually faded. The fading took also like 3 seconds. You could not mistake it with anything else. It was that obvious. Like my husband does not believe in anything basically, but he believed that. I mean, he knew what happened, and we still talk about it. This happened like 20 years ago. We still talk about it. This deck reminds me of that experience too. So this was my Indigo pick. This deck has such a light and full of hope energy. I really recommend this deck, guys. It is again a mass market deck. For the last pick, Violet. When I thought of Violet, these two decks came to my mind, so I picked them too because it wouldn't be fair. They came to my mind together simultaneously. So I'm going to show them both. First, Super Lunaris. And I didn't pick it just because of its beautiful violet backs. Look at the gilding. This deck has the violet energy, and there is a lot of violet and purple colors in this beautiful deck. Six of Swords. You see, there is a lot of purple and violet hues. Also a lot of blue. Such a beautiful deck. This deck works. It works so well. This is a workhorse for me. The card stock is amazing. The Devil. The World. See, there is a lot of violet and purples. So this was my violet number 1. Violet number 2, the Sacred Bee Oracle. Such a beautiful deck, this. The guidebook is also really good. Short and sweet, but very nice. So these are the backs, the gilding, this beautiful, colorful deck has the energy of violet. I associate violet with enlightenment, nobility, and power. I also find it a very attractive color, meaning it attracts attention. And this is exactly the energy of this deck. Of course, there is a lot of violet colors and tones in this deck, but the deck itself has the energy of violet. Again, the quality of the cardstock is so good. What do you think, guys? What do you think about my picks? Do they make sense to you? And I want to thank Kay for doing the VR. It's like I'm doing a VR to her VR. And also, of course, I should thank Meadowlark Mystic, the original creator of this tag. And I thank you all for staying with me to the end of this video. If you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And I hope to see you soon in my next video.